Today is July 9th, 2021. My name is Charles Suter. Today I'm presenting part 4 of my series Rationality with a focus on trade-offs. My main motive for presenting these topics on rationality is to help you become a more rational person. My main message: there's a price to be paid for everything. Whatever you want, you must trade something in return. As noted in a previous presentation, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Somebody pays. The rational person doesn't expect something for nothing. The rationalist is prepared to pay for what he wants by dint of his efforts to earn what he expects to get. In this presentation, the focus turns to evaluating which options for success and happiness are worth the time and resources to pursue. Everyone is limited as to their time and resources, so the rational persons seek to maximize gains and to minimize costs. The rationalist is a prudent decision maker who prepares to make tough decisions, knowing that trade-offs are necessary to arrive at a good decision, a decision that has ample benefits at a reasonable cost that the decision maker decides is worth paying. The proof of making a good decision is the willingness of the decision maker to begin working on his action plan to realize his goal or aspiration. Proposition 1. The rationalist only chooses between rational options. All irrational options are eliminated at the very beginning before choosing. Ambitious options are not excluded, but they are assessed for probability. Each option is assessed relative to its merits or benefits and then rank ordered. The rationalist is distinguished from the non-rationalist by his ability to eliminate all the irrational and nonsensical options from consideration at the very beginning of the decision-making process. The rationalist asks a series of screening questions to determine the fitness of their choices, both as ends, which are goals, and as means, which are options to get to goals. A non-rational person has many irrational beliefs that move them in the wrong direction, often towards erroneous ends. For example, people who suffer from self-esteem issues are motivated to find ways to make themselves feel good about themselves, or at least in the eyes of others. And a necessary condition for the rationalist who has eliminated any conditional elements to their self-esteem. The rationalists believe they're good enough just as they are to get what they need from life and are willing to work to earn what they get. So the rationalist ends, that is their goals, may be quite different from the non-rationalists. Likewise, the rationalist means or options for achieving their goals are likely to be different as well. Proposition 2. The rationalist acknowledges the costs and challenges of each option. Good options are evaluated for their relative costs and readiness for capture. However, options assessed as too ambitious or too costly relative to their benefits are eliminated. Their remaining options are compared on their cost or challenges and rank ordered. The rationalist acknowledges the cost associated with every end or goal they seek, and also the relative costs associated with the various means for achieving them. There are no free lunches in life, so the rationalist knows there's a price to be paid for anything they want, and they're willing to pay the price, up to some reasonable and prudent level, of course, to get what they want. They make an effort to accurately assess the cost of each choice in advance, and then assess whether they're willing to pay that price to get the expected benefits or rewards from that choice. They tend not to overestimate their willingness to actually do the work to get what they want. Due to their rational assessment of the efforts and resources involved in creating any results they want, the rationalist actually follows through in their decisions, whereas too many non-rationalists make ambitious and grandiose plans, but never follow through. Proposition 3. The rationalists assess the trade-offs between benefits and costs. Before, the rationalists evaluated the relative benefits of their options. Then they evaluated their relative costs. Next, they evaluate their relative benefits to the relative costs. Now, the better options will have higher benefits and lower costs, but there may not be any. Oftentimes, if you want more benefits, you have to be willing to pay a higher cost. Sometimes there are trade-offs between types of benefits and also types of costs. Sometimes there are trade-offs between benefits and costs. The toughest part of the decision making is not deciding what one wants or how to get what they want or how much it will cost, but the toughest part of the decision making process is making realistic trade-offs between many seemingly good choices which have a mixture of benefits and costs associated with each. High reward options tend to have high costs, at least in terms of the work or resources required to acquire them. The non-rationalists are drawn to the higher rewards, but repelled by the higher costs. Quite often, a non-rational person will pick an ambitious goal but never get started because subconsciously the price is so high or the journey too difficult that they lose their nerve due to a lack of self-confidence. The rationalist seeks the right balance between rewards and costs so as to ensure that they are both capable and willing to go the distance all the way to the end. And my final message, for anything you want, balance the benefits with the costs. The rationalist is not necessarily smarter or more capable than the non-rationalist, but they are not misled by their irrational beliefs about their own motives and erroneous shoulds or assumptions as to how the world ought to work. Even the smartest, most motivated person can get off track if they don't get started or head out in the right direction. The rationalists are better equipped to achieve success because their rational beliefs get them started in the right direction for the right reasons. Therefore, the average rational person is a better decision maker and as a result achieves more success in their lifetime while suffering far less emotional distress while doing so. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive, you'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.